let's do it! Power scaling Bleach videos, take one. From now I want to do it a little bit separately as well for One Piece, entire video on its own. From now on, at least for a testing ground for like maybe a month, I just want to see how this type of videos will spread. So I'm counting on you, I'm counting on your support, like, subscribe, write lots of comments. We're gonna talk about I'm having 8 characters for power scaling for Bleach today in this video, so I'm hoping we're gonna ramp it up, we're gonna spam it like crazy in the comment section, you know. But before that, let's explain the rules for those who watching the One Piece videos. They know the rules because it's gonna be exactly the same, but let's bring that clip. I just want to remind you quickly about the rules what we're having here. So basically we're having a 3 rules which we judging all of our characters' strength, which first of all is if a character can win with another character within one punch, that means the character is twice stronger. If the character can win a fight without fighting seriously, one punch or not, he is 10 times stronger. And if the character can win with a one punch and at the same time not fighting seriously, he's 20 times stronger. In case when we cannot apply any of the rules but the fight is concluded, the winner's minimum strength is gonna be either maximum, minimum or average strength of the guy who loses the fight. It all depends how much wounded is the winner. Let's go back to video now. Alright, so if we are familiar with the rules now, let's start. I have to categorize by my own personal opinion one character and one only with a number. And then based on this number and all of the accompanying rules, we're gonna make a power level scaling. It's gonna be hollows. And I am justifying them as a normal average pirate in One Piece. I'm gonna take the number from there. It's gonna be strength of 10. Yes. So from now on, I'm gonna follow strictly to the rules with the next characters. And which characters that's gonna be? Rukia, the Soul Reaper itself, who came to whatever city that is, I forgot the name, turned Ichigo into the Soul Reaper, substitute Soul Reaper, let's call it. And then next character is gonna be Ichigo itself. However, I want to justify his human form, human body, how much he is capable in his human body. Then I'm gonna go to the very first hollow from the very first episode. I found his name, it's a Fishbone. Then we're gonna go straight away into Ichigo again, and I'm gonna talk about Ichigo's strength as a Soul Reaper, substitute Soul Reaper. The other 3 characters will go after that. So let's start it slowly building up the hype. Rukia. Obviously she is a Soul Reaper, so I'm not gonna give her any additional titles. It's just Rukia by itself because she is a Soul Reaper. So minimum strength of Rukia. So obviously in the first episode Rukia was fighting Hollow. I don't know if he had a name or not. The very first Hollow she win, not instantly but without fighting seriously, we can call it easily. Firstly she helped herself with a 1 slash and then give a proper blow, which means she can defeat Hollows literally not fighting seriously, and that gives that they are at least 10 times stronger than Hollows. So minimum strength of Rukia would be 100. Maximum strength of Rukia. I will also go to the rules that she uses 2 unserious attacks, which means she cannot beat one Hollow with 1 simple, easy attack. And that gives maximum strength of Rukia 20 times 10. Hollow strength gives 200 strength. And average strength of Rukia is gonna be 150. Case closed. Next character is Ichigo in his human body. So minimum strength is gonna be a moment when Rukia actually uses his Kido, his spells or whatever that is to restrain him. However, his body was so developed that he breaks the spell instead. And that gives, because I'm counting for now Kido, the spells, the 100 different spells as a fighting seriously, as using their own spiritual pressure for that, which means she fought seriously. Means 1 serious attack fail. That means Ichigo is at least half of the Rukia's level, and we're talking about human form of Ichigo, which is 150, because for that I'm taking average strength 150 divided by 2, 75. Maximum strength of Ichigo, and this is hard to tell, but clearly Rukia will have an upper hand, because later on she was saving Ichigo, was helping him out, because she is the one responsible for hollows. So I'm treating that Ichigo in human form, he cannot win with Soul Reaper. Rukia means maximum strength of Ichigo is gonna be Rukia's average strength, it's 150, and that gives average strength of Ichigo in his human form as 113. Case closed. Fishbone Hollow. I'm adding the hollow just in case, because even for me it's kind of confusing the name, so I just want to know what is where. So his minimum strength. For now, for Fishbone Hollow, actually I do not have much evidence of his minimum strength, so I'm gonna simply use that his minimum strength is gonna be hollow average strength as a base. So minimum strength is gonna be 10. For his maximum strength, it's gonna be a moment when he was trying to attack Ichigo and Rukia was involved. And she literally got herself beaten to the point that she couldn't continue the fight. However, this is a handicap here, because Rukia, instead of defending herself and attacking, she was protecting somebody else. So I cannot treat Rukia full strength in this position, because that could lead to different outcome. So I'm gonna use Rukia handicapped, which means twice weaker. So handicapped Rukia was basically beaten to the point that she couldn't continue the fight, and that will be one punch win. And one punch win gives that he is at least twice stronger. However, with this scenario where Rukia was still alive, and I already noticed that Hollow preferred to kill it. So instead of minimum strength, in this only case, I'm gonna treat Fishbone maximum strength. That gives maximum strength of 150, because handicapped Rukia is 75, one punch win 150. On the other side, if we will not treat any Rukia handicapped, and that one punch will not be affected because Rukia wasn't beaten, that means Fishbone simply won the fight with Rukia, because Rukia is unable to continue the fight. And in this case, maximum strength also would be average strength of Rukia, which is 150. So in both scenarios, maximum strength is gonna be the same, so that's what's gonna be. Maximum strength of 150. And that gives average strength, ladies and gents, 80. Ladies and gents, case closed. Next one is Kurosaki Ichigo in his Soul Reaper state after Rukia passes him the strength, or the Soul Reaper strength. I don't know if this actually a Rukia spiritual pressure goes to Ichigo, or it is Ichigo's own strength. It doesn't really matter. I'm gonna justify that kind of state of Ichigo Soul Reaper. And the point when he was turned into this position, he basically exposed Fishbone to the point, firstly cutting off his arm and then finishing the job. So I cannot really apply any of the rules, because he is clearly fighting seriously at that point, and he is not able to beat him with a one punch, because Kurosaki doesn't have any additional name attack, because he just barely got turned in. So I'm gonna go to the second phrase that Ichigo won the fight, and that's why minimum strength of Ichigo is gonna be either minimum, average, or maximum strength of the Fishbone. And in this case, Ichigo was unscratched, nothing happened, he could continue fight anything. So I'm gonna give Kurosaki's minimum strength as maximum strength of Fishbone, which is 150. In case of his maximum strength, again, I couldn't apply any rules, because Ichigo couldn't beat him with a one punch. So means he ain't stronger than twice as much of a Fishbone. Fishbone 80, average strength times 2, 160, that's the maximum strength of Ichigo. So on average he is between 150 to 160, that gives 155 average strength. Hey, case closed. And now let's go to remaining 3 characters, which are the Acidwire Hollow, the brother of this orange girl, I forgot her name, Inoue I think. Next we're gonna go to Shrieker, the serial killer which was turned into the Hollow. And finally, I'm gonna finish with Possessed Ichigo, which was a cliffhanger. I will try to gouge his strength as well. So let's dive in. Acidwire Hollow. When he was facing Ichigo, Ichigo was trying to attack him, and yeah, we know he already literally ran away. Means Ichigo cannot beat Acidwire with a one punch. He is at least half of Ichigo's strength, 155 divided by 2, rounding up because it's gonna be 0.5, it gives him 78 minimum strength. And in case of his maximum strength, we had several occasions actually to see that he was using his attack, the Hollow was attacking Ichigo. Neither of the attacks beat him instantly. That means he is not capable of beating Ichigo with one punch. It gives his maximum strength as twice as much, 310. And that gives, ladies and gents, average strength of Acidwire Hollow as 194. Case closed. Next character is Shrieker, the mass murder guy as a Hollow. So he had an encounter with Rukia when Rukia was chasing her in her artificial body, I think Giga, that is this name, and she was using her spells to beat this Shrieker, I do believe, and she fails. However, you know, that is literally one punch fail. That means he ain't twice weaker than Rukia. However, in this case, we're having a small problem because this is Rukia artificial body. It's not her as a Soul Reaper. So I do believe this restrictions will apply a little bit. So because this is the Soul Reaper and it's not her human body, it's just artificial ones, I'm gonna give strength of that Rukia as her simply minimum strength. She could easily be stronger, right? So Rukia strength is 100, that means Shrieker is at least 50 strong. In case of Shrieker maximum strength though, when was the point when Rukia was finally stopped running away from Shrieker when she realized Ichigo came in, he was literally toying with him, and when he started to fight, he literally win with a one punch. He could win, he gave him, because the only thing why he didn't finish him off because he had questions to ask. Otherwise, it would be all over. Means Ichigo can easily beat him down within one punch. And we know Ichigo's strength already is 155. That's divided by 2 because he can beat down with him easily with a one punch. That means he is not stronger than half of Ichigo. Means maximum strength of a Shrieker Hollow will be 78. And that gives average strength, ladies and gents, of 64. Case closed. Pretty weak, I must say. And finally, last character, Possessed Ichigo, the cliffhanger what we was having in the last episode. And Possessed Ichigo simply because this is Ichigo's body minimum strength, straight from the bat. Ichigo's body 113, no questions asked. And in case of his maximum strength, yes, he was having a spar with Ichigo in his Soul Reaper, and we saw how many attacks he is using. He clearly cannot beat him up within one punch. Hey, that's 310, twice as Ichigo. So his average strength for now, maybe we can narrow it down later on when we're gonna get another episode rolling. For now, Possessed Ichigo strength is 212. And I must say, case closed, so let's see how those 8 characters rank between themselves in the list. As you can see, I even fit all of the characters at once here. Going from the weakest, it's obviously the Hollows group, because the unnamed average Hollow is gonna be just an indicator for any other Hollow's minimum strength. It was justified by 10. Then we're having, for now, the weakest out of all of the Hollows, which is position 7 with a strength of 64. Still 6 times stronger than average Hollow, is pretty significant. However, comparing to all other characters which we just justify, not so much. Next is Ichigo Kurosaki, his human form. So basically before he met Rukia, he was a pretty good fighter though, I must say. And I think this is all because of his childhood, his training, let's call it that way, with his father whenever they met, they literally fighting. So that actually boosts up his strength pretty significantly, as we see now position number 5, 113 strength. Then we're getting the Rukia, the Soul Reaper, who messed up with Ichigo's life badly. He literally turned his life upside down. It was worth it for Ichigo or no? I highly doubting that, because you know, not only upside down, he is only 15, he is still learning, and all of a sudden he needs to fight for his survival and others as well. So yeah, pretty tough spot. Rukia position 4, 150 strong. Then Kurosaki Ichigo, I don't know if that's the Rukia's powers inside the Ichigo or it is his own. However, he is slightly above Rukia, because how many times Rukia was actually surprised of Ichigo's capabilities. But still, the asterisk here, I think Rukia is surprised about his human body abilities instead of his Soul Reaper abilities, because Soul Reaper abilities is basically almost the same as Rukia's, her own. So yeah, Rukia position 4, 150, and Ichigo position 3, 155. Those 5 pointers are literally how much? Around between 3 and 4% stronger, so yeah. Then we getting pretty big monsters here, which is Acidwire Hollow. He was beaten only thanks to her sister and his feelings towards his sister when he was alive, because she literally stopped him. Otherwise, it could be really dangerous for Ichigo, because he was also about to give him some kind of dangerous heavy blow when she steps in. So yeah, he's clearly stronger than Ichigo, and we've seen that, so the rules are not lying. 194 position 2. And the most weird one, some kind of possessed Ichigo with some kind of substitute soul created by Soul Society. I don't know what is that, it's still learning about it still, because he possessed quite a capable body with 113 strength, but still he's not as strong, because he cannot beat Ichigo anyway. However, for now, he is the strongest among all of them. It is position 1, 212. I just also realized I could also add chat here, so I'm gonna add him in the next power level section for sure. I just want to have a take one, see how it goes, see how you replies. Let me know what you guys thinking about this list. Would you think you're supposed to be stronger or weaker in this list? I'm still learning, I'm still improving. Probably if we have some fixes, we're gonna do fixes. If you find something better, you know, because it's always better to narrow down the range, not expand, narrow down. So I hope you guys like it, I hope you guys enjoy it. I don't know how long this video gonna be. Definitely don't forget to spam, to give it a like, subscribe, and see you in another video.